Okay, so on this question, they are giving us this parabola and they want us to find some values. So first off, they say here, find f of -2. So that means you plug -2 in right there and there, plug in the -2. So we'll get negative, and then we're going to plug in -2 squared minus 8, and we're plugging in the -2 minus 7. So let me make sure this is clear. I'm plugging in -2. They told me plug in -2. Remember, notice I'm putting parentheses around the -2 that I'm plugging in. That's important because what's going to happen right here is we're going to get negative and then -2 squared. That means -2 times -2, right? Let me just make sure that's super clear. Like that. Okay, and then see what we have here? 3 negative signs. This will be negative, and 2 times 2 is 4, so it's -4. Plus 16, 2 negatives, 16, minus 7. Do that in your calculator. What do you get? 12 minus 7, I think it's 5. Yeah, 5. So it's 5. There we go. So watch out. Be careful on your calculator, right? -2 squared. Put parentheses around what you're plugging in. You get that. Okay, now let's come on down for the vertex. Down here. So for the vertex, how do we find the vertex? Well, we use the magic formula, x equals -b over 2a. So I'm going to rewrite this equation right here. This is y out here. The f of x is y. So this is y equals minus x squared minus 8x minus 7. So what's the a, b, and c? Well, the a is actually -1. B is -8, C is -7. So you identify A, B, and C. They are the numbers in front. You peel off the numbers in front of the x squared, the x, and the one at the back, the no x. So if there's no number, it's a 1. In this case, there's a negative sign, so it's a -1 for A. So then what does that mean? X equals negative from the formula. B, what is B? -8 over 2, and then plug in A. What is A? -1. See that? We have a negative from the formula, and then we plugged in B and A, and they have their own negative signs. So notice 2 negatives on the top is +8. 2 times -1 is -2 on the bottom. Positive over negative is -4. So X is -4. Be careful with your signs there. And now how do we find Y? Plug in X equals -4 to find Y. Okay, so how do we find y? So that we have the formula y equals minus x squared minus 8x minus 7. So again, remember when you plug in, put parentheses around whatever you're plugging in to an equation. So I'm going to plug in -4. And so what do we get? So this is going to be negative, and then -4 squared is 16, right? Negative times 2 negatives here make plus 32. 4 times 8, 32. 2 negatives make positive. And so use your calculator. Get 16. I think it's 9, isn't it? Yeah, 9. So y is 9. So so we've got the x and the y. Here's the x. Here's the y. So the vertex is -4, 9. That's the x and that's the y. -4, 9. So -4, 9. Okay, now part C, find the y-intercepts. Come on down here, part C. Y-intercept. It's the point 0, something. So they're plugging in an x value 0. So you take the formula again, y equals minus x squared minus 8x minus 7, and you plug in 0 for x. Well, that's easy. 0, 0, minus 7. So y is just -7. That was nice. Okay, and then finally, part D is going to be a little bit tricky. Part D, f of x equals 0. So I'm going to take the equation, f of x equals 0. So what is f of x? Well, f of x is right up here. F of x minus x squared minus 8x minus 7. So minus x squared minus 8x minus 7 equals 0. See what I did there? They just told me f of x equals 0. So I grabbed f of x right there equals 0. So this, I got to solve this. I'm going to solve this equation. How do you solve it? Well, first off, let's multiply by negative 1. So we go negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. So that'll be x squared plus 8x plus 7 is 0. Multiply through by negative 1. And then factor. Okay, so how do we do this? We're saying what multiplies, remember how this works? And adds what multiplies, multiply, add, multiply, remember this? So what multiplies to be 7? 1 times 7, and they add to be 8. So there we go. There's the factorization. Remember, that's how we factor. Okay, then remember what we do from there? We set each part equal to 0. So this x plus 1 equals 0, or, and then this other one, x plus 7 is 0. Why do we do that? Well, because two things are multiplying to equal 0. If two things are timesing to be 0, either one could be 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. X is negative 1. Subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 7. So negative 1, negative 7. Those are the two values. Negative 1, negative 7. Negative 1, negative 7. You can put them in either order. They want them separated by a comma. So there we go.